There it goes. There we go. Looks like the extension's working right. Hmm. Hmm. There we go. There we go. It's all locked in. Audio looks okay. I don't know if it sounds okay, but the little bars on Streamlabs look okay. Yeah. Oh god, that's right. We were just about to interview the dice maker.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
I mean, we have plenty of time until I want to interview the smoker on the balcony. So let's ask her, where are we?
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
Yeah, ask her about the curse. She's looking at the ruddy bricks that make up the walls. Even though they've been repainted, there are still signs of coal black soot here and there. I wonder if she repainted it herself when she made this like a little room to work in. I hope she doesn't sleep up here though. Man, that'd be... Well, there was like a little cot right outside her shutter, right?
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home.
Yeah.
Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
She's basically homeless, but with like the best situation ever for it. She actually
Plaisance
has a
was
business.
right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the
Of
curse.
course, Inland Empire's going crazy over it.
Create here.
The lieutenant looks around the spacious room, its ceiling fading into shadows above. Oh, you can't even see your ceiling, right? Because it's a chimney. It probably just has that grating at the top that prevents things from falling down into it. Well, big things. Before I ask her about a curse, let's ask about the other tenants, because this is really big. Like, everyone's gone except for Plaisance and her daughter. Poor kid.
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Rats scuttle in the dark rooms, under the abandoned blow dryers and dusty mannequins. Cobwebs cover rotors and radio computers alike. So much failure.
So much failure. Alright, from top to bottom. First things first that I busted through, like the destroyed room where you knocked down the door where she had the curtain up. That was the hair salon. What happened to that?
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
You wouldn't like it either. The others would laugh at you.
Thanks, coach.
It's not about the haircut. It's about the confidence.
Oh, my composure was high enough to be like, ah, shut up. Like, threes really, really went over. Like, it's just hair, man. Like, I got a face cam on. You can tell I don't really care about this that much. I've always joked with people like, you're lucky I own a comb. Or like, I maybe know how to use it. I don't think I do, actually. No one ever told me how you're supposed to use a comb.
Me neither. I just want it off my face.
Yeah, like she's just wearing a scarf. I can't even see, like, if she's wearing... Like, she's covering that all over her hair, right? So it doesn't get in the way of her work. How about the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's boxing club, a community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
Who was Artemitip?
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
Maybe it'd give Kuno a good distraction. Something to actually get him back on track, then.
Kuno? Who's Kuno?
Indeed, who is Kuno? Your guess is as good as mine.
Oh, yes. You mean the kid with the sailor's mouth?
Who
Yes,
else?
I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard.
She looks out the window. It's oddly quiet there at the moment. Yeah, we took away his God, I don't even want to call it the body. He took away his toy.
I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
How did that community project work out? Well, like I feel like asking the question of, well, judging from the kids around town, it probably didn't give them anywhere to go, did it?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
You should have known it.
Shut up, Electrochem.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
Broken windows. Broken windows all around town, right?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right?
I mean, you could pull that off if you had enough people, right? It's a small town. But
Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group
forgot
that
about
was
that one.
producing snuff milias. Who would have guessed?
Oh, right, this. This is messed up.
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway, and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
Yeah, wait, what are those? I know what they are, I remember now, but let's have Harry ask.
It's a Sub Rosa radio station that broadcasts real
Yeah,
murders with
pretty
real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
Like, ugh.
What does she mean? To get off on it?
Wow, that's a success an electrochemistry doesn't understand.
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
I mean, Kim's just trying to like, don't worry, we have people working on it. Don't jump on that.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
Oh yeah. Did someone else here make stuffed animals? I saw some mounts lying around. Taxidermy?
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs.
Like, you could see the running theme with this business district. It's just a bad part of town with a bunch of people trying their hardest, but then, like...
But what drugs exactly?
Fine, I'll entertain you this once, electrochemistry. For my report, out of curiosity, what was he doing?
He got high on some weird taxidermy chemicals.
Oh!
I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Eventually, they caused him to lose control of his bladder. The smell was
Oh,
awful.
God, dude.
Even you can probably do better than that.
You know what? Maybe I should entertain electrochemistry every now and then. As long as he's not literally making me do the drugs and stuff. He, like, it's too easy to write him off as just the addict in his head, but Electrochem does know a bit of science to it. Like, he understands the drugs. He can figure out who's on what. By the way, what's with all the creepy mannequins that every closed down shop has? Clothing?
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years until the insect rights activists came.
I didn't even really know insects had activists.
Yeah, the atelier didn't know it either.
Not even a nature guy.
They produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
Making clothes out of beetle wings is a terrible idea, though. Like, like... The only thing I can think of is, like, silk is hard to make, because you need a bunch of the worms, but... Like, beetles are harder to massively reproduce and farm with, aren't they?
At least it had some spark to it. Most young designers just combine lace with leather and call it original.
As she shifts around, you notice several dead flies on the windowsill in front of her. Legs up. They're not moving.
Anything else?
What's with the rotor blades and all the skis from Slipstream or whatever it was?
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money.
Forgot about this one too. She rests her chin on her hand with an impish smile of just like this. She's doing this, but it's like so obviously she thinks it's kind of funny, but it's like I hear this happen with a lot of tech companies that are like startups in real life. Of just like, yeah, what happened to the cash? Well, what's his face burned it all essentially, and then took off. Like you hear about like who is the treasury of the company? Oh, where is he now? Oh, he's in Hawaii. You know, like oh no.
Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out
Oh my
holiday
God.
transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashkor or wherever he is.
What is he saying in those transmissions?
The usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started
Oh,
on
he's one
them
of
just as
those.
soon as he returns.
So not only did he just fuck off into nowhere land with the cash, but it's almost like he's pretending that the company is still there. It's like, ah, nah, don't worry about it, guys. Let me worry about the company. And it's like, dude, there's no one even back here, dude.
Men like that are a curse.
Yeah, that's the real curse, isn't it?
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47.
Like, that's not even that long ago. 4 years, right? Aren't we in 51?
I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
Yeah, are they assets that nobody even bothered to take? Maybe they were pieces of crap in the first place. It wasn't even a real company. By the way, the bear.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here.
The one we stashed the body into for a couple minutes to see if I could pass one perception check. And I couldn't. Which is why this is all maxed out. Damn. Why is my savoir faire so uncapped? What did I... Is there a thought I had that did that? Oh, the kid one. The childhood thief one. I should try and push that a little bit more, because it's just at, like, 1, which I think is just because I'm wearing a thing that lowers it. Like, these are all pretty fine. I could use a little more... Wait, why is that so low? What am I wearing? Oh, no, that's low because of I took damage. Like, it is supposed to be at 5. Yeah, we're good. These are my 3 main skills, it looks like, right now. And Half-Light is getting in there. Half-Light is very interesting to listen to. Not the most interesting. I would still say the most interesting skills are probably Visual Calc, Encyclopedia, Inland Empire, Shivers, and probably Perception. I like Savoir Faire, but like I'm not using it much. I'm gonna do another run where I really make this my main skill. Or maybe hand-eye coordination. I don't know, something in Motorix. That'll probably be my next one.
The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Alright, what about their other ideas?
There was really just one, and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth.
Ice cream hooters?
And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine
No, it's not
browsing.
exactly a hooters. More like goth girls. Yeah, like the girl at Fritta. She's not exactly the nicest gal.
Employing silky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes.
God.
Unfortunately, they always come in packs. I'm talking about acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the shop. At least that's what happened with
Yeah,
Lavashow Ice
you hire
City.
teenagers for your shop, especially if it's a small town shop. Congratulations, you've now chosen your clientele because they're just gonna hang out.
And they already had the bear.
And so I take it the bear didn't work out.
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted.
See, I still think the fridge looked cool. Like, I would want ice cream from an apex predator because I think that's badass. But like, if the fridge didn't even work, then I'd be sad that the ice cream was crap the whole time. Like, I've had that happen where like you get the ice cream that's like coated in chocolate, and then like it melts on the inside and just leaks out, and then I just have this empty husk of chocolate on a stick with like frozen chunk of ice cream on the side where I would grab the stick. It's so sad.
Eventually, Ravishell Ice City lost the price war to its rival, Glacé 5000. Glacé 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
I mean, that is the market just doing its job.
Maybe, because the taxidermist who made the bear definitely wasn't. Doing his job, I mean.
What do you mean? It looked fine.
He said that the bear was his vision beast.
Oh.
He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. Called it Megatherian.
See, but like, now that makes it even cooler.
Scary, but cool.
Megatherion.
Megatherian, a mega wild beast.
What's a mega wild beast?
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life by telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
That seems to still be the running theme. I wonder if she's on anything.
A wise and noble beast, guiding you toward the land where the streets are paved with drugs.
I mean, so far, I haven't. So to be honest to say, like, yeah, I'm not on anything. Like, these are just... What is Nosafed and, I forget what the other one is. I thought, like, whenever I've been healing or morale, I've always thought it was, like, I'm just taking, like, ibuprofen.
Very good. You shouldn't do them. You're a police officer after all. Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
She seems almost sad finishing that story. Some dust beams swirl in the afternoon air. Her eyes follow it wildly. I mean, it's like one letter and a shift away from being wild. Ironic.
Little sparkling embers under the window. Outside it's light. Light scatters from the low-hanging cloud cover. There's always the threat of snow.
I wonder what it's like to live in a place like that. I don't know what snow is.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time.
The intercom's not really working though, and I think I found a ghost.
Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me.
No, but I did get a ghost.
I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
Which one's yours?
The one with an empty name card. It's the last one in the list. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't
Yeah, I
work
can
yet.
ask. So, when I called Slipstream, someone answered, and it sounded really weird.
It can't be true. They don't work here anymore. They've been gone for years.
But now I know more about the company, how they got screwed over by their boss or their treasurer.
Are you sure it was Slipstream SEA? Was it a woman? Maybe it was Plaisance from the bookstore.
Firstly, it can't have been Plaisance. I know Plaisance. It was not her voice.
Oh, right. But did this person say anything?
She said she was from Tricentennial Electrics.
Tricentennial Electrics?
There's a moment before she recognizes the name, so it's something old.
It used to be a major electric company 100 years ago. Are you sure it wasn't just some kids playing a prank on you?
No, it was something else. It was eerie. Whatever happened, keep your cool. It's probably better to admit that it was a harmless prank.
No, I'm gonna go with inland here. It was definitely something eerie, something weird. Inland. Oh, that's why they're both chiming in. I'm about equal.
Pranks can be eerie.
Fair enough. She looks as if she's still convinced it's nothing to be worried about.
Oh, the kids these days. We were just one of them, and now they're terrorizing us. No solidarity.
That is the most adult thing. Of just like, I was a kid before, man. I know what it's like. Why you gotta mess with me now?
Sure, I'm listening.
I don't think I have any more questions
I'm
about the
pretty
intercom.
sure it still doesn't work, but sure. What?
Yeah,
Sure,
there's nothing.
I'm listening.
That thread's done for now. So, no more questions about the building. How
Good.
about.
I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
So, everybody talks about a curse. Did you know about people calling this place just the doomed commercial area?
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
Yeah. Plaisance is the one that told me. She's convinced that the place is swarming with malicious energies or some shit.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energy spared her somehow?
I can't believe the bookstore hasn't gone bankrupt yet, to be honest, and that's why I'm investigating.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
No, the whirling isn't doing well. Its waitress just took off, and customers are having trouble paying their bills. This is when Kim can chime in and be like, I'm not.
And then there is me.
You seem to be doing fine, though. She's sighing, looking at her messy work table. All kinds of tools lie there scattered. From knives to carving files to wire cutters. Why do you need wire cutters for dice? Is that like... Because I can picture, like, you file them down, you cut it up and chip away. I guess you could kind of chip away at something with wire cutters. I should go look up, like, how you actually make dice.
I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
14 years. Just 4 years short of how long Harry was a cop. You know what? Wire cutters are just useful to have. Especially if she built this whole place on her own.
It's because she's in cahoots with the demons.
Plaisance thinks it's because you're the entity.
Malignant entity? What does that even mean? Some kind of sorceress? What about you, officer? Do
It would
you
sound
think I'm
badass
the
though,
malignant
wouldn't it?
entity?
The jig is up. The she-demon knows you've
Shut up,
uncovered her
Half-Life.
true identity. Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
Yeah. I think most people would say this by now, but I don't think this affects me later if I try and dive into the pale stuff. I could be non-committal. There's definitely something weird about, like, how consistently poor business decisions are found here.
Is it now? I've always thought it's a rather mundane and boring place with no supernatural surprises
I mean, I've
inside.
been talking to a dead body out in the yard, so...
Well, if you ever find a way to explain all those inconsistencies in the curse, let me know.
Oh, wow, I can try it. Do I have a skill? No. But, I mean, a 58.
You feel nothing. If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here.
No, it's just really hot. That's why I'm gonna take off my clothes.
Excuse me, what are you doing?
Officer,
Is it hot here?
No, I don't feel hot. We're in a derelict smokestack. If anything, then it's cold here.
Just trying to lower my body temp.
And why would you do that?
Never mind, it was a terrible idea.
Undressing in a stranger's place of business? Yes, it was an unbelievably bad idea.
Miss, I apologize for my colleague's behavior. He's still recovering from an unusual
Did that give me like
medical
bad
episode.
cop? No. Did that up anything? I think it upped sorry because I said whoops. Such a dumb fail thing. So what that is, it's not even like it's not like a sexual thing. It's that when you fail shiver, so shivers is literally like when you get a chill down Harry's spine, and it speaks to him when he has chills. But because I failed to have chills, he's like, oh, it's too warm in here, I better strip, so I get colder.
Wow, you work
Oh
hard.
no! Because I said it was the market. I just passed enough for ultra liberal. Let's do it. I do work hard?
Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide.
What is my hard work?
Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged.
The linoleum was the bathroom, I guess.
That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride.
Fucking ride life till I die, bitch.
That's just what it's like. Life and death. But you got gills on your side, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco Negros and the Solas.
So it's cool to imagine, like, I think, um, when Joyce brought out some bills, it was like black paper. Their money is painted black. It's not green or blue or white or anything.
It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop, and a sprinter, and a money printer.
So, took the bribe from Joyce.
Oh yeah, you took that bribe hard. You're a killer.
Took the stupid check from Everard.
Wasn't easy getting that giant novelty check from Everard. Took some ingenuity to get into the harbor, but you got in, and you took that bribe as hard as any cop's taken it.
I mean, it wasn't much, but I got a coin from Manana.
You didn't log that in as a donation either. You don't log any of that shit in. You're a straight rider.
And, I mean, does the pawn shop count?
Yeah, you're in the sales business. Shake 'em for shit and then pawn it off. Law officer style.
I guess I've made some gills, sure.
Sure, sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth?
God.
But you still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Now, ask yourself, are you rich?
No.
That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that?
I mean, Gart's taken all my cash.
The Gart man has set himself up one of those self-replicating money structures. You should learn from it. Don't play the victim. Think hustler. Think with your head.
This is like the whole Ferengi thing in Deep Space Nine, where it's like they're trying to teach Rom how to create a union for better working rights. And he's like, yeah, but I want to get rid of the exploitation. I want to become the exploiter. It's like, that's so dark. This is the right answer. But wait, I hit this last time I got this. What happens if I tell Savoir Faire I have no clue?
Because of the taxes,
Oh, he just answers
G-Man's
for
got
me.
his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze.
A fart tax would be horrible. Every time I sneeze?
Every time you wipe your ass. They got their direct and their indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax, alimony. One tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus there's the stuff people in other countries pay for. That makes them ask for more money from you. Here, total tax duties add up to 98% of all your money.
You sure? That's pretty huge.
What are you not sure about? They're milking your nipples till they bleed. Can't you see? Aren't you sick and tired of having bloody nipples?
Let's opt full in. I guess I'm a free market fundamentalist now.
Here you go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight. Free the people. Keep it real. Keep it street. Keep foaming at the mouth furiously on the tax issue.
I don't have the skill point to add this. I could swap out the anti-object task force, but no, we'll internalize ultra lib later on. I still love how it starts with like first if you have a side bitch ideology cooking somewhere, don't sweat it. Fight an indirect taxation for the Gossamer state is compatible with all creeds. How would this be compatible with where is it? Isn't there yeah, communism or fascism or like this is just literally destroy all monetary use of the government. Which would basically be there's no government. It's certainly compatible with all creeds. It's cool like that. You're a cool anarchist now. Unless you don't want to be an anarchist. Whatever. Stuff this meal ticket in your eye socket and let's see if we can steal some love back from the robber barons at the customs agency and the banditos at the Insulindian Financial Oversight and Competition Committee. The IFOCC. Wait, their financial committee for the coalition is IFOC? Is that actually? I never got that. Oh boy. Gotta level up. How much more EXP would I need? Like, 56? Oh, I need the flashlight back. Oop, wrong button. There we go. I can put that away. Put this back now. What was giving me negative stats at all? Oh yeah, no authority. I don't need authority. Reaction speed is down, but electrochem is up. Savoir-faire is down because of my shoes. I need new shoes. I know where to find new shoes. I don't need them now though. The nice ultra lib shoes. That's how you're usually supposed to get the thought, is you put on some nice pair of shoes, and congrats, you're now a libertarian. Sorry, ultra libertarian. I think it's my favorite of the crazy ideas you can have Harry go down. It's just, it's by far the silliest in like a pleasant way for me. Because it's like, wait, you're literally an RCM, you're part of the coalition. You are literally a government official. Why would you be an anarchist? Sure, they exist, but why? We won't talk to her until we learn even more. Although, you know what? There might be some experience to be had talking to her right now, huh? And I mean, I've got plenty of time. The main thing I want to do at the end, before the end of this day, is talk to the guy on the balcony. else could I do right now? I could talk to the old guys. Hmm. Oh, I don't need the flashlight anymore. That'll be available later. My cursed dice, right? That'll be after I talk to the guy on the balcony. Because we did that at nearly 1600. It's still 1600. So 20, 24. Yeah, it's like midnight. Can't do that yet. Can't do that ever. I could tackle this. Which ones are ready to be changed again? Yeah, wait, how do I read this? Is it... Yeah, my authority is way down right now. So yeah, if it's grayed out, I can't try to... Wait, why? Why is backyard wall up again? Damaged ledger popped up again.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. Oh, and an incredibly cool piece of kitchen tissue is stuck to the back.
Can I read my case files now? There we go.
Yes, at last, you find a way to piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. HDB 41,
Harry Dubois.
date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120117000, the next world mural.
So HDB 41, that's Officer Precinct.
Why, yes, your precinct number is 41.
So HDB.
Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials.
Should I really just go for Raphael? What happens if I click these horrible Horace Debbie Behringer?
That is improbable.
How long does it take to read a case?
It takes about half an hour to piece one together.
Whoa.
Using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start?
Okay, next word mural.
This one is relatively easy to reconstruct.
Yeah, that just
Overnight,
advanced time.
on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Couronne. The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their form reads, "True love is possible only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class. People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the bell lectures have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the next world mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown.
Remains an unknown, so I never figured it out.
The case files do not show you finding the author of the design.
Alright, let's keep going.
The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is
Jean
against the
Vignal.
removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Row 3. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villalobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between two options.
Love is impossible for us, it's only possible for the next generation. So, the more interesting thing is that Jean did not want to remove it. So, if I have Harry think this, it obviously was a point of contention between them. If it was this... It's the second part. I would want to keep it even if I didn't agree with it. So in the end, I would rather keep it, but I don't think it's right, necessarily.
A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority, and that love truly is possible in the next world for new people, and it is too late for us.
Yeah, but I wouldn't blame the middle class.
Did anyone ask you what you believe in, man with the smelly toilet ledger? What do you want to tackle next? Or are we done?
We can keep passing. So, 1800, 1830, 1900, 1930. Yeah, we can go through all of these right now. Plenty of time.
AKA Leslie and Burke. AKA
Oh, this one's dark.
the
I remember
public
this one.
indecency drunk and the property damage drunk is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January 29, the unsolvable case made its way to you. Why you accepted it, it is unclear. Every officer, and indeed most civilians in Jamrock, know it's unsolvable. You were so drunk you didn't remember what it was when you signed on. That, or you were high. Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It is their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man, and you can't lock them away because public indecency and small-scale property damage are not punishable by incarceration. The only way for Leslie to stop flashing his genitals to bypassers and for Burke to stop dismantling signage and rear-view mirrors would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which, in their 40s or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical improbability on par with you ceasing to produce the expression.
Couldn't we just get him off the streets?
You would think that, but you're wrong. Where's the fun in exposing your genitals or breaking stuff in your own home? No, Leslie and Burke are on the corner of Main Street and Perdition, because that's where the action is. Threatening, fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the station, hypnotherapy, even trying to get the local gang of Zemyaki to take them out. The Zemyaki gave them ethanol, so Burke and Leslie would expose and rampage even harder. You tried it all, and still the complaints wouldn't stop, as they hadn't stopped for 10 years. It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street. Because there they are, on the corner of Perdition. And what is Leslie doing?
Indecency was Leslie, right? Burke was property damage. Right? Yeah, Leslie was the indecency.
Good, you're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. That and Burke breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk. But then again, so are you. The case becomes considerably less comic one day when Burke takes a swing at your ledger. He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. You're drunk out of your mind on potent Pilsner. You slam the hardened plastic board in his face. Then you proceed to beat him unconscious with it.
Because there's something important in it. So this happens obviously when Harry's going through the divorce. Well, his fiance walking away.
In the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within, reserved for permeable documents, is jammed shut. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it, but are unable to do so. The officer began to cry, reports Leslie, who, at this point, is tending to Burke. Kill them. They broke it.
Jesus.
He came at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permeables compartment is open. You've smashed it open on poor Burko's kneecaps. The good news is, Burke can't walk anymore. Can't get out of his apartment, an invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure. Maybe he flashes his genitals to Burke. Who knows? But both drunks are off the street. The complaints stop. The unsolvable case is solved.
Took a drunk to stop the drunks.
Which is also why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one?
I can pick this up later.
Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
Wait, what's the difference between these?
Arson, petty theft, spousal abuse, handwritten logs on dozens of You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Here we go.
Anti-Object Task Force.
Wow, that art.
Behold, the Anti-Object Task Force has assembled. God's avenging angel, arrayed against the lower emanations of the darkened one. Shoe racks, tape recorders, motor carriages, and doors. So many doors. You're not just pounding it all to pieces. You're reforging the universe. From the anvil of the heavens to the worms below. Indulge in it. Be bold. Have an impact on the shape of creation. Out of the furnace of your rage. A new reality. Also, you should trash your room again.
Destroy everything. So, this is hilarious after reading about what happened with the property damage guy. And how you beat the crap out of him. But all physique learning caps raised. Yay. That's crazy, because now look at how physical can go up to 13. That's nuts. Look at how high shivers could go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I could have 15 shivers if I wanted to. Physical playthrough indeed. I'm gonna try something right now, though. What is giving me minus authority? This, right? And nothing else has plus authority. There's an important check to get today. If Titus is still here.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
Nah, I don't think there's anything. So, are you even a hardy girl?
I am not.
You could be Liz. You could be anything. You could even be a model.
Even a mod? Glenn, I went to law school. I am an attorney.
Yeah, that's insulting.
He's right. With a face like that, she could be on the cover of Le Debutante International.
Get a grip, Glenn. She went to law school. She doesn't need to be a model.
So fucking what? Lots of models are actually really smart people, fuckwad.
No, it means she's fine. She doesn't need...
No, Glenn, they aren't.
Oh, okay, wait, no. She's a little... So what exactly are you doing here?
Obviously, I'm a lawyer, a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. I would urge you to consider what you say to my clients.
What if I just wanted to interview you, not just Titus?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority.
I can't get her off my case.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling-height
I still
window.
don't know what this is.
The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers. Nothing. Just black tangles like the hair of an old woman. Motionless. The wind in the yard doesn't reach the hawthorn, nor does the light come in from this window.
That's so weird.
It's you again. What is it?
I've got a shot at it, but it's a white check. No.
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
That's all I got.
Did you already try the gun thing? I hear the gun thing is excellent and has great results.
I bet you it does. Failing sense of authority.
You're probably right. The others are only there for filler, to make the gun thing pop.
This might be a game over, but hey, they're pushing me for it. Hey, Kim, can I have your gun?
Why?
This is not what he thinks it is. This is a great idea. I'm afraid it's not what you think it is either.
What is this? Everybody calm down. This will only be a demonstration. Kim, your gun?
What in the name of fuck are you doing?
But I don't want to give you my gun, not after the last time.
The fuck is happening, Titus? What are they—
Easy, Shanks. I want to see where this is going.
There is no other way. No, trust me, Kim. I am merely flesh.
Merely what?
Oh no, is he actually?
The pressure in the room grows to a boiling point.
Be careful, it's loaded.
Why would
Good.
Kim actually?
Now put it in your mouth.
This has got to be a game over.
What are you doing?
Genuine panic flies across the lieutenant's face.
Fellas, you getting any of this?
Holy crap, dude. I'm not fucking this up.
We'll solve the case. Look at me. Don't worry. This demonstration is not helping at all.
Inside the small mechanism, you can hear a spring tensing up.
Yeah, 'cause I sorta wanna see that shit.
You won't, man. His fucking balls ain't big enough.
So, if I just game over... That's just game over, right? And I can just reload my autosave? Yeah. Dang. Deranged cop kills himself. Citizens in shock as deranged law official
Deranged
reported...
cop kills himself.
His narration for this,
Citizens in
wow.
shock as a deranged law official reportedly from the 41st precinct shot himself in the head last night in the middle of a crowded cafeteria in downtown
sweating.
Martinez. The exact
That's so
details
dark.
of the incident have not been revealed, but first-hand witnesses claim that the officer was making a point. Can't say I'm surprised. Lawrence Gart, manager of the Whirling in Rags cafeteria, where the incident
Yeah,
took
it's on
place,
brand.
commented he was extremely
Like, the saddest
unstable
part is that
and
sounds like
had
the third
threatened
time
to
you would have
kill
done that.
himself before.
Wait, some of these are... There you go. Oh, I have to do the case file and stuff again. I thought I'd saved. Or I thought I had gotten an autosave before that. I wouldn't have hit it otherwise. I was just curious, like, will it just let you know game over? So yeah, let's get more info before confronting them. Yeah, if anything, I can just do... Ledger.
Oh, and an incredibly cool
If I fail
pursuit.
it this time, though.
It's proving to be harder than
We'll get it
expected.
later. It counts as a book to look at. We already looked at that. Whew. I am shook. That's for sure. So, like, you literally can just go down a path to kill yourself, failing to do... Like, that is a pivotal, authority check. I think you need it. But I don't know, maybe I'll just avoid it for as long as I can to see what else I can do. It is dark. Because I clearly do not got this when it comes to it. Let's go this way this time. Alternate timeline. I still don't want to put the thing in because I don't have the other piece. Plus, there's going to be a whole big section that unlocks later. That's why I look at this again.
A thick layer of coal dust.
Nah, nothing. Megatherion, how you doing?
The bear's eyes are dead.
Nothing. I'm wondering if anything updated after she taught me about what happened down here. So this was the other ice cream company over here then, I think?
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream chip.
Oh yeah, didn't I want...
This orange
No, it was... Pry bar.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
What? How is it not strong? What? I'm actually kind of curious. Oh, there's like another whole item that I can use? That's crazy. Okay, yeah, let's just leave it then. That is interesting to me. So we just have the wrong tool. I don't even know what the other tool is. I'm excited. And we do need to go to another place then. Yeah, let's figure out a different path than the extremely depressing one I just took. Whew, I'm still honestly just shaking it off.
An old call box with a matrix
Oh,
of
hey,
push
another
buttons
depressing thing.
lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
Oh, did I never ring whirling?
Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell. They don't want to talk to you.
And she said her empty one doesn't work.
This button looks new, but someone has removed the name card. Nothing happens when you try to ring
That's
it.
hers.
This button looks new. I wouldn't be surprised if it hasn't been connected yet. Is it the dice makers?
East Delta Pinball.
Silence. No one answers your call.
No. Hold on. The last thing you need in your life is more hysteric emotions.
Alright,
Forget
Doc.
it. Find something else to do.
Something else was like... Oh, there she is. It's funny that you can just see her the whole time. Arguably, like, the most important person to interview. This said it was up again, which is weird.
An
No, it's still
inconspicuous
locked.
pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
And then, why is this yellow still? No, yeah, we've been through all of that. What other checks do we have that I might be able to do now? My rhetoric went up. Conceptualization. Oh, yeah, we can learn about that. I can try and get rid of the expression. Do we want to do that right now? Well, at least want to try something else. Let us go into whirling. Because that's a check that I can keep doing. And now that I know ahead of time what the anti-object task force does, I'm not too worried. I can keep dumping points into Shivers until I can get rid of it. It's the thing I'm most curious about going through the game with, and I want to get it done. Da-da-da. Can I pay Gart for the next day since I have 30? Oh, that autosave would have chimed in just then, Jesus.
Can I help you?
About my bill.
You're already set for the night. Your door is unlocked.
Oh, like I can't just pay him for the next day. Can I look at the door more?
You see ahead the cobalt blue surface.
No, still can't get in. Do you know anything about the mysterious door?
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
No? Alright. Don't be say weird things. That's Kim's room, right?
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid to ignore.
Looking at the destruction.
He nods.
Just nod back.
He takes a step toward the door, like he'd like to leave.
I want to try something, Kim.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
Oh, it's still so
In it,
low.
your face, adorned with the expression.
I want to stop this first, but I need more interfacing, which I have not bothered to work on. Oop. Nah, I'm nowhere near being able to do it. 17% is not enough. I thought it would have gone up a little bit from what I was doing. What to do with the rest of this day, then? Maybe get one of the books, talk to the old guys. Did I ever report back to Joyce? I didn't, did I? I reported to Everard and got nothing out of him. Now let's go talk to Joyce again, then. Oh, wait, no, I did, and that's when she told me about all the mercenaries and stuff. Yeah, they're both done for the day. Yeah, let's address the journal again. Dice isn't ready yet. Smoker's not there yet. Who else would know about the tattoos? Well, I mean, I know who, but... Alright, we'll report back to Plaisance. That's something to do. Can I talk to her daughter a little more?
Hello, sir. How is the investigation going? Found any curses yet?
Yeah, I found a way in.
Oh, that's great! I hope exciting adventures lie ahead. And maybe you can help Mother become less afraid.
Who is that over there?
Oh, that's Auntie Billy. She's nice if a bit distressed.
Auntie?
No, sir. She's a working woman who comes to look at the books a lot.
What did you mean by a bit distressed?
I think she is a bad husband. Not very nice or helpful.
Okay, see you around, Annette.
The woman before.
So I didn't talk to Annette before I asked her about the husband thing.
you found? And also, do buy the books. There may be teachings in them.
I talked to the entity you told me about. Her name is Nea, and she's a novelty dice maker.
A novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep.
She's not a sorceress or some malicious entity. She's just a businesswoman like you.
I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How did she explain the curse?
She's squeezing on the pendant too tight. A drop of blood in her palm.
She says there is no curse because there's just way too many inconsistencies.
Too many inconsistencies? What kind of talk is that?
Well, firstly, there's you.
I am not doing as well as it looks like I am. I only have my Simone's wards to thank for the protection they provide.
And, I mean, she's a novelty dice maker. Her business is up and running. It's still there.
Yes, because her business consists of the psychic leech that's been feeding the curse. I see that you've fallen for her manipulation, Detective. The investigation is over. I just hope that you haven't made anything worse by going in
crazy.
there. Thank you for nothing. Please do buy some books or be on your way.
Wow. Total psychic collapse between you two right now.
I am sorry we had to disappoint you, ma'am. Can we go now?
The shop around you feels ancient suddenly, damp and saturated by the coastal air. The books are rotting. A great cold lives here, and there too. 1,200 meters away on the urban coast, the dark shape of a church is reflected on the water.
So that's your actual answer, is the little pocket of pale that's in the church. We have a skill point. Just gotta put it in there. Farewell for now, book peddler. Let's see. Gotta remember to do that more often. If I had more drama, I would actually go down the tricking her route.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyundai somewhere. This is entirely, completely you.
Wow.
You have found the right books.
More Heimdall.
Mountains of it. Heroic quantities of Hyundai. Roy's puny shirt is nothing compared to the real deal.
Look through the books.
Rows and rows of Hyundala men blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Hyundal and the Mammoth Riders.
That sounds cool.
Man from Hyundal. Return to Hyundal. And the Solipsistic. Man from Hyundal and the Hyundal Man.
How many are there?
Maybe 100. Man from Hyundal and the sages at the end of the world. Man from Hyundal and the false god. Man from Hyundal and the scorched earth. Man from Hyundal, the Hyundal colonies. Man from Hyundal and the swamp beast. Man from Hyundal and the snow crabs.
The snow crabs.
Those snow crabs are worse than they sound.
Is that all?
Not even close. Man from Hyundal in hell. Man from Hyundal and the forest of slaves.
Jesus.
Man from Hyundal under the lake.
We like that one.
Man from Hyundal. Hyundal burning. There's even the Trial of Death, a pastoral combat game book set in the world of Hyundalaman, and so much more.
Do any of the books call out to me?
A twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching.
Ow.
Your hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular man from Hyundal in chains, kneeling in front of a staircase leading to a throne. A woman sits on the throne,
leering at the man.
Okay.
She's laughing at him, belittling him.
Okay.
Between the throne and the Hyundala man lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Hyundal and the Devil Woman.
That is certainly interesting.
The display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Hyundal novels.
I want to buy Man from Hyundal and the Devil Woman.
It is a bestseller for a reason.
Is it? Doesn't she know nothing about these books?
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Yeah, from Fortress Accident. Look through the whirl.
An endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag.
Pino Clark stuff. Anything catching my eye?
There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real. Nonsense for anemic Beano clods.
What board games do we have here, though?
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Raubrita is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while.
Monopoly.
We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family?
Do I have friends?
Are you actually friends? Or just colleagues thrown together by circumstance?
I don't feel as if I have kids.
Friends are technically like family. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
Sure.
Wonderful choice, sir. A wholesome family game.
Now includes genocide option. Civilization building board game where you get to choose a nation, set up to colonialize and exploit other cultures. It's Civ, right? It's Risk.
In your hands, you hold a brand new copy of the game, Suzerainty. It's snugly wrapped in a skin of plastic. The cover features a charming illustration depicting a mass of grinning laborers loading goods onto a ship, while a richly dressed administrator oversees their work.
Shake it.
The box has a nice heft to it.
Oh.
You hear the rattle of individual wooden tokens and feel their weight shifting back and forth. What treasures wait in store for you?
That's such a good noise.
Even before you open it, you can tell that this will be a meaty game of grand strategy and complex player interactions. The plastic wrap rips off as easily as a bodice in a tawdry historical romance. There's a hiss as the lid slides off. Inside, you find a thick, full-color rulebook and more than a dozen pouches of various wooden components. Savor that new board game smell. A mix of wood, paper, and ink, all wrapped in the sweet must of cardboard. Welcome to Suzerainty, a game of economic strategy for the whole family. The rulebook is sumptuously illustrated and thick as a Gradian novel.
Finally, a proper game to teach children about the importance of trade and economy.
The colorful illustrations depict cheerful workers picking apricots, hauling marble sculptures out of crumbling temples, and harvesting a strange magenta-leafed plant.
Oh my
Everyone
God.
is smiling.
It's so propaganda style.
The instructions are opaque at first and introduce many concepts you're not familiar with. Fortunately, there are many diagrams and examples throughout. You soon figure out the basic conceit. Each player represents an administrator for the suzerain of Revachol. Your objective is to increase the suzerain's wealth and renown by accumulating victory points.
And how do you do that?
That's where the suzerain's vassals come in. The game features 4 vassal nations, each one home to an economically important resource. Each turn, the player collects resources from vassals where they've placed workers. They may then rearrange their workers, fulfill contracts for coin and bonuses, or build structures back in Revachol. Boring, boring, boring. Tear up this rulebook and commit some old school atrocities.
Isn't there a way to commit war crimes, atrocities, and anything fun like that while you're doing?
Suzerainty is a family game. The only atrocities you'll be committing are against the social standing of your rival administrators, as you bring in ever more resources and power for the suzerain. Speaking of, the actual scoring system appears infinitely complex, with a series of tables and appendices required to compute each player's final victory point total. You skip that part for now. You open up a number of pouches containing wooden tokens. There are also several punch boards with other cardboard components that will need to be punched out before you can play.
Okay.
Each cardboard token makes a satisfying tsk as you pop it out. Soon, a neat pile of cardboard coins and counters has accumulated before you.
What? You're not going to offer to let me punch any of them out?
Oh, sorry, Kim.
In addition to the worker and building tokens used by each player, there are also several piles of colorful resource tokens, each representing one of the game's 4 principal resources. From the Empire of Safre, orange apricot tokens. From Ilmarat, the ancestral name of Ilmara, grey marble block tokens. From the Semenine Islands, white sacks of sugar tokens. And from Supramuindi and Sarah Maritza, magenta tokens for unprocessed cocaine leaves.
Oh, those are nice.
You hold the open game box before you.
Kim wanna play. He's been showing so much interest since I started actually playing with it.
The lieutenant looks over the rulebook before he sees something that makes his eyes go wide.
Holy shit. The average playing time for this game is 1 to 6 hours. I'm not sure we can afford to set aside that kind of time for a game.
Alright, we'll put it away. If I need some time skipped, which I don't think I do right now, 6 would put us way past. What else is in here then? I don't have much more to spend though. Yeah, you know what? Let's not buy anything else right now. Because I'm gonna need like 10 more bucks for tomorrow. Yeah, we can try and learn more about him. Pile of clothes went up. Box of sunglasses went up. Why does ceiling have a new check?
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Can I get some money? Yeah.
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember.
Hey, you seem like a really successful entrepreneur. Would you like to support a member of the local police force?
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
After all this mess, the broken seals, lying to you, come on.
Think of it as an investment.
An investment? What kind of investment?
This one's so scary because, like, yeah, we totally have caught him in the middle of a crime. But I like this one. An investment in me as a person. A highly experimental human being. My risk-reward ratio is insane.
I guess it can't be any riskier than speculating in exotic derivatives. How much are we talking about here?
$10.
10 real is a bargain for that kind of investment. You got it, my man.
Like, he ends up happy about it. Like, that's the weirdest part. It's not a shakedown. So that was that check. What else we got? Stealing stuff. I think that's all that is. Perception at the cafeteria window. Oh, yeah. The one that's like says it's not time. Ice cream maker is pretty much impossible. The Measurehead one is internalizing his ideas. Don't want that. Yeah, we could learn at the monument, or we could talk to the old guys. Otherwise, there's really not too much I can do to spend time besides maybe read Heimdall.
Life doesn't need to be a struggle.
He covers his mouth to hide a burp.
I'll be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just finish my sandwich. Talk to angry old René first.
Angry old René. He's a loyalist or whatever, right?
Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
This one's still chewing on his sandwich.
Look, in his hand, going into his mouth. The sandwich. It's hauntingly beautiful.
I thought you were all just about drugs and stuff, Electrochem. Are you a foodie too? Of course he is. Of course electrochemistry has munchies. It's stupid of me to even ask.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
I forgot I do actually like these two old bastards.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
Alright, coach, I got this. Ball time.
That's the spirit. Don't even waste your breath asking about the game. They wouldn't know anyway. They're way past their prime.
Show them how it's done. is so stupid.
You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter, you'll make it work. God, this is right. You feel the familiar tremble of excitement and adrenaline that precedes every victory. Time has frozen.
Feel the ball.
The cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern on it, probably a sponsored ball. Yours would only be covered with bumps of learning and scars of victory. Already your muscles are adjusting to the weight, the nervous system calibrating, until you and the ball have merged into a single entity. The man ball is ready.
The man ball. Because I've become the ball. Take in the surroundings.
A chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. All sounds, smells, even the wind, everything fades until the only thing left is the union of man and ball. West, in the Grand Couronne area, a sharp overhand left from Arsène Luc Edelbrock sends the Samaran heavyweight champion, Kostya Miasnok Kostanicha, flying to the mat. The crowd goes wild. Revachol loves her heroes.
There's time for a last glance inward. Who am I?
An embodiment of pure motion. A fine-tuned locomotor running at maximum efficiency.
If this is maximum efficiency, I don't want to know what minimum is.
Behold the fear and confusion reflecting in the eyes of the two feeble geezers. They are in awe of your superiority. You are a god to them.
More like they can't even understand what the heck I'm doing and why I would be doing it.
Some would still say you're a cop, but I guess we're beyond that now.
The inertia can be contained no more than a bullet leaving a gun. Let go, beat the bullet.
Merde! Bordel de merde! What the hell is your problem?
I'm a god of track and field. Why would I have a problem with anything?
I don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin someone's game. It's so goddamn disrespectful.
I'm sensing anger and I don't understand why.
You vandalized our game, son. We can't play pétanque with 5 bull.
I thought it was shot put.
Well, it damn well isn't. It's pétanque. You ruined a pétanque game. We want our bull back.
Take it easy, René. This is just a misunderstanding, isn't it, officer? No harm done.
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. You owe us a goddamn bull.
I don't have a bull, but will this do?
Will this... No, it will goddamn not.
Thank you, officer. This is really something. Honestly, I think it's better than our old bull, even.
Mon Dieu. All right, fine. What do you want, officer?
Do you know anything about the murder?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely.
And the others?
In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them?
But you don't have a problem with cops?
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen.
Huh.
On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
So you're saying, just checking, you don't know anything about it though?
If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me.
By the way, you guys are playing in a crater.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
I take it has something to do with all the bullet holes I've been seeing around town?
Yes. It was left by heavy artillery fire.
Heavy artillery fire, you say? That's the best kind of artillery fire.
Fizz
Very
almost...
interesting.
Fizz never even knows what's really going on. He just has keywords. Why?
Why what?
Why was heavy artillery even being used?
Because that's what happens when communists hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
So, was that your team?
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked.
Yeah, it's squeezing a bowl in his fist. So, that is the weird thing to notice. All the bullet holes? That's probably the loyalists and the revolutionaries. The craters was the coalition. Like what would be like the UN in this world. Just shelling the crap out of the town.
Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
Why shell Martinez specifically?
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first.
Beachhead?
Yes. The military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta.
Wonder what those towns look like.
This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Oh, that's dark. Didn't even really think about that when you consider that the shell probably hit somebody.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
I mean, this explains all the war damage I've been hearing about.
Damn right,
and
son.
seeing.
They lit the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
He approves of this radical approach, knows it was necessary.
The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Oh, is he implying that the other towns that maybe got hit during the revolution are better off now after like 30 years? 40 years? He said like in 08, right? Yeah. Operation Deathblow. Like D-Day was 08. And we're in 50. So yeah, 40 years.
Well, it's your own damn fault.
His lifetime.
You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course, they still all influence.
There was no surrender?
You don't even
just
begin
killed enough
to
of them?
truly understand the players on the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think?
Commies just don't understand how money works, man.
No, they don't. But I'm sorry it had to be the coalition. After 8 years of fighting rabid commies, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains,
He takes a deep breath.
I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frissel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case. Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with.
Frissel? Who's that?
Damn Frissel. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution.
He slouches as he says that. It makes him smaller, admitting they left the king to the mob.
And you mentioned Guillaume?
A true king in both blood and mind, led Revachol before Frissel. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
And what exactly is a suzerain?
The suzerain is the king! Has everyone forgotten already? They forgotten already.
I'm not even that much younger than him, am I?
It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
Is there anything you can tell me about this old rifle that we found?
It's a Bell McGrave, 4.46 caliber, breech loading, Revachol made. Good weapon, accurate and reliable.
But also useless now.
This one's inoperable.
Yeah.
The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. Where did you find her?
In the basement there.
I'm not surprised. There are probably lots of forgotten wartime weapons lying around here. Back in the day, everyone had something stashed away. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. These BM-446s are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find.
If you're Renee, I think I found your guard booth, you know, up by the Union Bay.
Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the nights. Not out of any political allegiance.
Yeah, I was like, you hate their guts, though, don't you?
I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
But you said you didn't see anything, yet your guard booth looks right into the yard.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Wait, why were you on leave?
It's a private matter. Nothing to do with your investigation.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, sick it. A real man's man is just gonna ride it out.
I don't need the hospital, I feel fine kind of guy. Got it.
I'm fine, God
there you
damn
go.
it. Mind your own business. It's nothing. Just got to cut back on coffee.
Oh, jeez. Like caffeine overdose. Your heart probably can't take too much coffee in late in age like that. 'Cause, I mean, what? This guy sounds like he's like... Okay, he was complaining about D-Day in '08. That was like 40 years ago. He was probably, if he was fighting, 20s, 30s. So he's at least 70 to 80 years old. Maybe 60. But that doesn't look like a 60-year-old man. I'd probably say mid to late 70s. But I'm really bad at guessing age, especially from an abstract piece of artwork for his profile. So, who was working your shift that night then?
No one. The bus has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
Sounds like it's a charity job then if they don't really care if there's a guard there or not.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officers. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
So it doesn't matter if you're there or not?
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
I mean, I could argue that, yeah.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
There's nothing wrong with tear collecting. I mean, it's my side thing. I got the bag.
Oh, I didn't mean to imply there's something wrong with that. I do it too. Everyone does it. It's an excellent side thing.
Just like I'm hoping Twitch is gonna be my side thing, maybe. Maybe sometime down the way or something. It's like, that'd be really hard to imagine at this point. But who knows, maybe I'll look at this recording in the future and be like, oh man.
Yes. Can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now?
He is not going to become an entrepreneur.
I got it.
Yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
So, that was a statue of Philippe near the roundabout, right? I saw it.
Ah, yes! King Philip III on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
So, this guy lived during complete total monarchy. It's nuts.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
Cocaine? Cocainum? Sounds like our kind of king. And just imagine what kind of cocaine a king would have had.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule.
Was that about cocaine?
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple nose candy the nobility loved so much. A cocaine connoisseur of sorts. His egocentricity is borderline legendary.
You can't even take responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler? That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine, for clarity of vision, to aid in their work. Regnum cocainum, Revachol's finest years.
Regnum cocainum.
I'm satisfied with this explanation.
Of course. Clarity of vision. Awareness.
Kim is not convinced.
Philippe III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor. And it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only the purest, of course, he was able to connect with higher realms.
Kings and queens were crazy. Like, I think of actual stories where it's like, oh yeah, they told him taking this would give him immortality, so he just took pure mercury tablets and poisoned himself, went crazy, and died. Kind of ancient monarchy stories. Ancient dynasties. Just, Jesus. Cocaine-assisted childbirth.
Higher realms. Of course, it all makes sense.
Higher realms?
It's really not. Please, do spare us the cocaine fairy tales.
Yes, indeed. We're not here to investigate the drug trade of centuries past.
Alright, we'll talk about something else.
Right.
Later, though. Thank you guys for your time. How much time was that? Not too much. I can talk to, the other guy now, I think. Or not. Oh, I've got, like, no interactables right now. Enormous booze. Let's do a quick save and quick reload. Or, oh, wait. No, I got interactables back just from doing that.
I have really outdone myself. This is divine.
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that fat arse of yours. I hope your heart gives out.
Says the guy with an actual heart problem.
Honey, it's a little pleasures. Life doesn't need to be a struggle. Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day?
So, I was asking your friend, but did you know anything about the dead guy out back?
Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But that's all I know, really.
Really? Nothing?
No, officers. I'm sorry. And I really would like to assist. You are both good guys. I can see that.
I don't know what you're seeing in me. Maybe Kim, but...
Then help them, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder with the ghost caviar in the Union. Someone must know something.
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip. Everyone knows and respects that.
Respects?
The old carabinier can't believe what he's hearing. Sounds a bit like you're just holding back to be nice, though.
I'm not. I'm not even anyone.
I just noticed every time he throws the boule, he is knocking the balls around, and then like they just go right back into position. And then even the one he's throwing is like resting right there.
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of union prick he can't even speak properly.
No, I mean like, you should enjoy that sandwich. It sounds like it's a good sandwich.
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone important in the Union. I just know Evrard.
How do you know him?
Everyone in Martinez knows the
Yeah, but
Clare
how do
brothers.
you know him?
I taught these boys human studies and history in the gymnasium.
You were a teacher.
Gymnasium. I love that word.
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history, only heard about it years later when it had already moved on. You don't know history.
So is René the older one here?
The old soldier mumbles something under his breath and turns to face the sea. The blind leading the blind doesn't even begin to describe it, is what he said.
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
Lest we leave riddled with bullet holes. This animosity is ancient.
So you're not a member, or are you a member of the Union?
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings and parties, help with little things. Evrard, Edgar, and the older debardeurs all know me.
So many ways, such as...
Oh, yes.
Okay, you're not an actual member then.
Not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or a membership card, but Evrard keeps me on the payroll, just for the little things.
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything. I knew that. He's a Vezavane. Turns to where the wind blows and tries to look important. I hate the socialist rabble, but even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence. Never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already.
It's interesting because we just talked about how your job is pointless too, René. What are the little things you do for RevArt?
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, he needs something written, and I happen to have a way with words, people say.
What kind of things?
Oh, nothing official, I assure you. Just essays for the newspapers. About Martinez and how things are and how they could be. Evrard and I had these long talks where...
Well, he tells his little penman exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I mean, I've had to do little things for him too, and I always feel like crap doing it.
That's just the way things work around here. No reason to feel bad about it.
Yeah, but if I don't, then you're just gonna keep doing it so much. That's how he gets you. That's all for now, guys.
No, thank you. For being consummate professionals. You'll have this case wrapped up in no time.
Can I have a bite, by the way?
I'm sorry, officer, but I really don't share food. Nothing personal, it's just a principle.
The only one you have.
The sandwich looks like a culinary wonder. Well made and abundant in components. The author sure knew their craft. In addition to the obvious slice of ham, a fat one, you notice a brim of a tomato peeking from below. And is that mayonnaise?
Alright, I'm not that hungry anyway.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. You must have other business then?
Yeah, okay, bye for now. Gotta go
Anti-object
get this
task
back.
force. Behold, the anti-object task
We
force
already
has
got it.
assembled. Lots of
I killed myself as I was doing it. We got it. Alright, now that's all caught up. can't grab any of these books, can I? Oh, the lights are starting to turn on. So this popped again because somehow my conceptualization went up?
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
I doubt I'm ever gonna get this.
Yeah. Why?
It's just a
a wall. An ordinary wall.
Why must we stop to look at this wall every time we pass by? We have business to attend to.
I like the wall. Ignore the kid. I guess we just want to go in here and wait. 3 hours. I can't think of anything we can do. Yeah, we can learn about him. We can go shopping. What was in this again? Was this nothing? Yeah, it was nothing. Yeah, I've got to have stuff we can do up here. Does this have anything?
It's the ledger you found in it. Oh, and an incredibly cool piece of arson, petty theft. You don't exactly close them so much
Oh, wait.
as
I know what I can
distance
do.
yourself from.
I think. Yeah.
Oh, and an incredibly
it's
cool
still
piece
locked.
of kitchen tissue is stuck to the back.
Damn. That would be something I could do to pass time.
The worn map.
Nah, that's still. Ooh, avoiding that one. I do have books and stuff we could go over. Let's do the man from Heimdall and the Devil Woman. I gotta put on the Heimdall shirt. Just to do it. hobo style? We're hobo style. Perfect. Okay. Now we're ready.
The edges of the pages are worn and smudged. A lot of people have read about the Devil Woman's altercations with the Helmdall man.
Look at the back.
The jacket copy proclaims, "Man from Helmdall returns in his most exciting adventure yet. After crashing into a strange jungle, cannibalistic natives abduct his only surviving comrade, Noble Tyribald. Before Man from Helmdall can mount a rescue, he is ambushed by a tribe of female warriors and taken to the ancient citadel of Cloud City, where a mysterious and wicked queen rules supreme. Will Man from Helmdall be able to escape his dire situation and find his missing friend?"
So, Pain Threshold told me I'd like this book. And Pain Threshold is for masochists. And it's Heimdall and the Devil Woman. Oh boy.
You open the book to a random page. Man from Helmdall, wielding his two Zweihanders, is carving through a sea of savages, his visage fixed in grim determination. His arms, whirling like windmills, are soaked with the blood of his enemies. Mangled corpses litter the battlefield. You flip to the copyright page. This book was written in 38.
Oh shit, gritty and heroic.
Berserker rage burns in his azure-hued eyes as he brings glory and honor to his long-lost Heimdalla tribe. From the village of Heimdall, the ivory giant roars like an ice bear, and the winds of Gatla howl out his name.
Give me more.
Man from Heimdall rides on a gilded griffin, his golden mane billowing in the breeze. Both Zweihanders sheathed on his back. He is off to war. Will he conquer his enemies? Will he conquer himself?
Of course he will, but onwards.
The steel muscles of Man from Heimdall gleam in the humid jungle air. Yet the man does not sweat. In meditation, his soul drifts in the frigid northlands he calls home.
Why is this my only option to... So I will only continue this if the character is relatable? Oh, come on, you don't only continue a story for relatability. I would be so in anyway of, like, this is so ridiculous, I'm gonna read more.
A passage reads, "The man from Heimdall looks up, his eyes blue as the mountain lakes of his homeland. He rarely speaks, but now his voice booms in the darkened throne room. Do not try to sap my masculine essence, wicked temptress. Son of Heimdall will never succumb to your seductive wiles.
Aww.
Thine spells are no match for purity and strength of will. Brothers of Heimdall, stand above the vices of flesh, for it is weak and corruptible, yet mine is forged in gore and strife." Queen Lydiana just laughs, a sultry and salacious sound, then says, "I have grand plans for you, Man from Heimdall." She gestures her diabolical hand toward an array of potions and unguents. "First, you shall please me. Then lead my armies against the vicious cannibals. Not a muscle moves in the face of the Man from Heimdall. Yet inside, there is turmoil. This goes against all he holds sacrosanct."
Let's keep going.
In the final pages, Man from Heimdall mounts Gallavarin, his mighty griffin, and turns his gaze to the horizon.
Aww.
Queen Lydiana is dead, but an army of cannibals is storming the gates, and still there's no word of trusty Tyribald. To find out what happens next, you'll have to pick up Man from Heimdall and the Three-Eyed Skull, available in fine bookstores everywhere. Spring 39.
Can I just pass time by flipping through it again? Let's put this away first. Here we go.
Indirect modes of taxation. Turns out, those Financial Oversight Committee gangsters stuffed millions of hard-earned dividends away in the last place anyone thought to look. The hearts and minds of everyday Rivasholians.
You need to spread that deregulation gospel to the people. Tell them about that foreign fair tax. Preach that 98% gross burden. Preach it, preacher man. Set the brothers free. Taxes are racist.
I just love that line so much. Less empathy, but you get money. Perfect. Money problems are solved for now. My stats are all jacked up. Coach is still strong, though. So, I'm curious if... Well, let's just dip into another book. How many books do I have? I have this, I have this, and I have this, right? These are important to the case. I'm not touching that. Side things. Time-wasting things. So this is the commie book, right? Oh, that's the Dead King. Psychological realism book about two lovers.
In your hands you hold 16 Days of Coldest April by Yekatina Dahl. The cover image shows a row of concrete apartments above which span a black and white rainbow.
That sounds heavy.
Indeed, the book is unusually heavy in your hands, as though the cover were lined with lead. It would do that in Grad.
How long is this book?
You flip through the book. The pages are thinner than you realized, and the type quite small and tightly set. It's nearly 600 pages long. The back cover is dominated by a black and white photograph of the author.
What's she look like?
She can't be much older than her mid-30s in this photograph, and yet, from this cover, the eyes of a sad old woman stare back at you.
Oof. Someone who's not exactly going through their 30s gracefully, I take it then?
In cold, detached prose, the author describes a scene from one of the Yugograd riots in the 20s. Youths overturn motor carriages and set trash cans ablaze, while heavily armored guardsmen dash in and disperse them in a flurry of baton blows. As ethnic tensions run wild, a pair of young lovers meet each other on the street. Somehow, in the middle of all the chaos, they manage to lock arms and look into each other's eyes. It would physically hurt you to keep reading. Are you sure? Fuck it. Do it. It can't be worse than what you've already felt.
Sure.
They go through a brief and somewhat awkward love affair. And in the end, they betray each other and succumb to the absurdity of Gradian life. The man becomes a lens grinder, completely abandoning his former existence.
What's a lens grinder?
He toils through the daily drudgery at the Lenka polyfabricate. Happiness and fulfillment have eluded him his whole life. And in the end, he has nothing to do but dedicate himself to the craft.
And the woman?
She spends the next several decades standing at a conveyor in a Sosnovo fish processing plant. The smell of fish guts slowly seeps into her hair and skin, as every single one of her dreams dies, one by one. The memory of their short time spent together tortures the former lovers ceaselessly until the end of their days. Years pass in solitude, their bodies growing ever more decrepit.
It's terrible.
As life leaves their remains between the soil sheets, their final thoughts are filled with regret. Good stuff. I fucking loved this.
I mean, I get what you mean, pain threshold, but damn. Alright, that almost got us to 2100. Did I get a skill or anything recently? No. I used it for taxation. I am almost dead, but I've got some heals to save me. there anything else I can look at that would...
You take the legal documents out of the envelope.
Yeah.
A 12 to 40-month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
What's the zoning plan?
The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall.
Sounds weird. Sounds oddly ambitious. Kim, what do you think?
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but...
Alright. Logic's not that high, but I could maybe find a loophole.
There doesn't seem to be anything of interest here. No fine print. You're smart. You can read.
I put a 1. I almost had that if my other dice wasn't bad. Like, how many more did I need to... 2 more? Yeah, if I had rolled a 3. 3, 4, 5. Or a 6. That's a new check to add. White envelope. Alright. How much more time? 1 hour. Alright, let's open up the Communism magazine. Is that what this is?
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Friesel. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover.
But why put, like, a communist symbol on a fascist king?
Because Friesel was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. In short, the embodiment of everything
Satire,
the communards wished to overthrow. It's satire, you see.
Let's flip through.
To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white. After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents.
Oh, jeez.
The magazine is divided into several sections. International developments, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note.
What's Kunst und Kultur?
It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that Kunst und Kultur must mean arts and culture. As you leaf through this section, you come across several reviews of recent radio plays, as well as a brief artist spotlight featuring a local artist identified only as CS.
Cindy the Skull?
The main feature, though, is a long essay titled Tip Top Tournée, a critical Mazovian perspective.
Read CS's profile.
This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the subject's evident hostility to her interviewer.
Yeah, it's Cindy. What is Tip Top Tourney?
The actual article is surprisingly light on details, but after skimming a page or two, you gather that it has something to do with motor carriage racing. If you don't follow it, you only ever hear about the ludicrous sponsorships and obscene death toll.
Alright, let's see what the communists have to say about Tip Top.
You think you're settling in for a relaxing recap of the most recent season, maybe sprinkled with some nice anecdotes about a few of the more colourful drivers. Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000-word feature about all the politically problematic aspects of Tip Top Tourney.
Okay, what's wrong with racing cars?
Where to even start? For one, there's the crass commercialism of its sponsorship, and then there's the practically criminal emphasis on deadly motor crashes.
What's so bad about sponsors?
Under capitalism, the article says, every pursuit has its price. Every pleasure, even one as elemental as the joy of racing others around a track, is reduced to an advertising opportunity.
It's supplemented, not reduced.
Thus, the so-called tourney becomes a competition between increasingly meaningless brand signifiers. Your discount laundry detergent racing against a pack of Astra cigarettes, or even a Fritta.
Right, but then you get to see them crash.
And that precisely is what's problematic about it. Were it not for the promise of random, spectacular violence, audiences would quickly lose interest. At the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real racers that you're really watching for.
I'm pretty sure I liked it for the racing.
Sure, you think that, but subconsciously, it's the visions of brand names being engulfed in flames that you crave.
There's nothing more like insulting and condescending for sure you think that, but really what you're thinking? Like, no, 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 I know you more than you know you. It's like, look, I may not know me, but you also don't know me, is really the truth of it.
This flimsy magazine is right. Deep down, you know the only true stakes are life and glory, or death
Half-Light's
by
too
fiery
strong.
dismemberment.
I guess I've never really thought about it that much anyway.
That's because you haven't been reading critically. But don't worry. The whole point of these sorts of articles is to let someone else read critically for you.
Oof, the problem with either politics, like, let me think for you. But I mean, that's not exactly an epiphany. It's just sad. Kim, this article is accusing Tip Top Tourney of just being a violent show.
Ah, come on. Can this article read your mind?
No.
Well, there you have it. No reason to get hung up on the pretentious ramblings of a few young men.
I knew Kim would hate that because he
If
likes
I
his
had
cars.
to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside of a motor, much less a motor
Exactly.
race. I take whatever they write with a large grain of salt.
You flip back to the front of the magazine.
They're that
The table
group
of
that
contents
walks up to the thing
unfolds
you
before
like and goes, the thing you like is horrible, we should change it or stop it. They destroy it, and then they leave, and then you're like, but I liked my thing. Alright, what was in that editor's note that caught my eye?
Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, Du cristal a la fumée. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turn to smoke under communism. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going a la fumée. Unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel, La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth, even when that truth may drive away potential subscribers.
That's a bunch of bull, because you know when reporting news, everybody sensationalizes the bad news, the scary things, because that makes more money than actual comforting news.
So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today. Yours in struggle, the editors.
Kim, I think this is a communist magazine. What do you mean you think?
What do you expect? It was laying around the office of the Debarders Union. They're probably bankrolling the thing.
Yeah.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Catch up on international developments?
This section includes a long, tedious critique of the latest round of free trade negotiations between the EPIS nations and the Free State of Semenine.
They probably don't have anything nice to say then?
You also skip over an article about heavy fuel oil smuggling along the Messina border, something about bear wrestling in Samara, book riots in Yugograd. Face it, you really aren't interested in foreign affairs. You're not even sure where most of these countries are. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
What are local concerns?
Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support
for the dock workers' strike. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. A city in revolt. First we take Martinez, then we take La Delta. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Cape Side apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent.
Well, wait, you get evicted when you can't. Simply, huh? Yeah, wouldn't compromise accommodations just be so much better? Charging rent is dangerous. I don't like, of course, like, these are crazy.
According to these editorials, there can be no accommodation with the forces of international capital or their mucilaginous allies in the coalition. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Dang it, I don't have enough stuff.
Oh, and an incredibly cool piece of kit.
I mean, I could. That probably isn't too much, though. Wait. Hang on. I'll be right back. Okay. Let's find something we can get done that will eat up like 10 minutes. Can I talk to Kim about anything?
Yes?
Can we talk about
What
you?
about me?
You got any secrets?
No.
Come on.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with the lieutenant's eyebrow. It's like you're locked down.
What's happening?
Something the matter, detective?
What's going on? It's like you're a puppet in his hands.
Alright.
The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow. and you seem to regain control of yourself.
Good. Let's change the subject.
I can think of one thing, maybe. Let's see if I can... Like, the main thing I want to do is I want to get the interview with the guy on the balcony done, and I want to get my dice, and call it a night. Wasn't that the place I broke into? Yeah, this is the communist place. It's their room.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says,
Or not.
number 11. No reply. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it. Better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise. This door has been closed with a padlock. But what are you doing? You're trying to cut the body of the lock with the chain cutters, and it's really not working.
I believe it's the shackle you mean to cut, Detective.
Don't you think that's what I'm trying to do?
Perhaps you should give it another go.
What are you doing? You're trying to cut the body of the lock with the...
I believe it's the shackle you mean to cut, Detective.
These are broken.
Perhaps you should give it another go.
They're broken, Kim. They don't work. Even though we've clearly used them to do things already.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10. The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door. You can feel tension on the other side. A poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
Oh, that's the wrong audio playing. Who is this? Demands a female voice, wary and tense. This is police. Open up. Do I have to open the door? You hear the clacking of heels again, as the other side walks right up to the door. Her tone is now getting a defensive edge. Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
Later then. Entering this door seems a physical challenge.
Is this another door I could run through? But no, I think... Yeah, we've got like 5 minutes. I can investigate it, because... Pretty sure she'll...
Give me a moment. Ask away, policeman.
Who lives in number 10?
No one lives there. It's been empty for months.
But I talked to somebody through the door.
Impossible. I would know if someone had moved in there. Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a public space. You're a policeman. Be good and take a look, will you?
Sure.
Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. You know, always littering the hallways with trinkets and empty beer cans.
Oh, who lives behind that padlocked door?
Oh, that one is a scientist, a future scholar. I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. I always tell them to study.
Astrology?
Something to do with all those stars around his door. He asked me to leave his drawings up on the wall.
You mean the star and antlers? That's a political symbol, ma'am. It's a symbol of communism.
The symbol of what now?
Communism, you know, like in the World Revolution?
Never heard of it.
Is one of the residents on a vacation? There's a mailbox overflowing.
People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone.
Alright, that's all.
Oh,
And now we can investigate. Because that's weird.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10.
Hey, this apartment's supposed to be empty. Did you break in? Excuse me? Of course not.
Scare them. Suspected of some big crime.
I don't need a warrant if it's a suspected break-in. Oh, come on. There's a pause before you hear the door being unlocked.
That was smart.
The shoes. New shoes. Which I will take so that we don't have a negative savoir-faire.
The luxury of fine things. Just look at those black monk straps. After spending an entire day hustling, who's to say that you didn't deserve a pair of ridiculously expensive shoes on your tired feet?
You're right. Beautiful things do make people happy.
Beautiful things give you a rush. It's power. Crafting your style, draping your flesh in silk and leather, deciding how to present yourself to the world. Remember, when they come to take it away from you, you worked for those shoes. Whether you like it or not, wearing these shoes has made you more liberal. Ultra liberal.
Those shoes gave me money. And this circle will give me money. Hypnogammer, wow. Yeah, I'll take that. And now it's time to go
Satisfied?
interview.
My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in, as I have every right to be here. The keys, see?
She jingles a set of keys in her hand.
Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my residence permit too?
She fumbles through her purse, fishing out a light, paper-clad passport. No, ma'am, I don't need your ID. I just need to ask you some questions.
Very well, but please make it quick. I need to be back in La Delta in an hour.
What are you doing here exactly?
I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant completely trashed the place.
Reprehensible. Who lived here? I fuck shit up too.
Ha! Sounds like you've spent too much time undercover in some rock band.
So who lived here?
It was some kind of a moribund old man who used to be a business owner. You'd think they'd make rent, but that was months ago. Anyway, was there anything you wanted, or is that it? I'm in a hurry.
Who lived in the foreclosed apartment down the hallway, do you know?
Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 3 months of rent. 3. We closed the apartment and planned on auctioning off the valuables, but... And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen. But Ron, when he came to close the door, didn't close the neighboring door. And there's a hole in the wall.
So preppy. She's probably on some low-grade performance enhancers, like Preptide or Pericanine.
I would never have suspected that. Cool, Electrochem. She's on stuff.
A hole in the wall. Can you believe it? And then the tenant ran off with his stuff. He's gone. The money's gone. Just like that.
Couldn't have been that much money, right? I mean, these apartments are pretty shabby.
These apartments are perfectly fine.
Oh, sure.
They have gorgeous architecture, a million-real view of the bay, good ventilation, neighbors, life, spark.
They're in a derelict war zone.
I'll tell you, Martinez has a future. In a few years, it's going to blossom with artists and creatives and those radio computer wizards.
My money has also disappeared, I think.
Well, it does not disappear from my hands. No, I don't let it.
So wait, what happened with the wall?
Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going to find the time or resources to fix it. Both apartments are now unrentable. Both.
Isn't it a bit late for you to be running around here?
It is.
Ah. She breathes in and out to the count of 3. It looks like some special stress release technique before she continues. It's like, yes. It's like, oh, sorry.
Everyone says the real estate agents don't do anything. But here I am in in the middle of the night cleaning up someone's crash pad. So, the sooner we get this over with, the better.
Alright, that's all, thank you.
Of course.
She's totally out of it. So now before we go up to the smoker on the balcony, we can go tell the lady. It's a real estate person.
Give me a moment.
So it's no counterculture people in apartment 10. It's just a real estate agent setting up the room for new tenants after it got trashed.
I see. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them.
I'm sure everything will be fine.
Yes. Well, I hope they're good people.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable,
moralist,
temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
That's because I keep saying none of the above to some political stuff, isn't it?
It's also about that, but it's also more. Perhaps it's the hangover. Perhaps it's a temporary surge of serotonin. But something tells you it's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience.
First off, where is that?
It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
How do you bring about these circumstances?
Incrementally. Yawn. You'd get there faster with a little speed.
Thank you, Electrocam.
History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. Too quickly. That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment.
Okay, but what's the kingdom you're talking about?
The kingdom is difficult to comprehend, and even more difficult to describe.
Meaning, we don't know.
Partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The Kingdom of Conscience is post-capitalist, post-national. It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual.
That seems fine, but I'm still living for the now, because we're now, right now.
What you want is immaterial. The Kingdom of Conscience is coming, whether you like it or not. Only very
I just said I'd like it, but I'm not gonna be here for it. I do like that they point out, like, every single political ideology is shown that when you take it to an extreme, there's a flaw at the end. And even centralism is just that, like, you're going to get nothing done because you're gonna move so slowly it doesn't matter. Like, the price of being the ultimate extremely moderate, as in no opinions on anything, is that change will happen so slow that you'd probably see the heat death of the universe before you saw anything get done. Because, I mean, the central Moreland turn route is easily the one most people end up with, because it is just if you're like, no, I'm not an extremist of anything. And then the game will basically tell you, like, well, then nothing's going to happen, of course. There he is.
Gendarmerie, you found me.
The young man on the balcony gives you a bright smile before taking another drag from his cigarette.
And His shirt is still unbuttoned.
We got your hint. Found the key right under that stone.
Beautiful.
He replies smiling. As he looks at you, something sparkles in his eyes.
So tell me, are you here to make things right again?
Honestly, I'm just trying to not screw anything up, man.
Beautiful.
He says again. A nearby street lamp casts shadows on his chin, drawing out the slender cheekbones.
I have some good news for you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting.
Why am I meeting with your friend?
Trust me, you do.
Very well, I'll talk to him. But first I want to talk to you. I have questions.
That's nice, but I don't have anything to tell you. It's my friend you're looking for, not me.
He takes another drag of his unfiltered cigarette and looks around. It's getting dark, and the neighboring windows have lit up, one by one. Downstairs, a cat crosses the yard, disappearing into the bush.
Besides, I've got to run.
He's going to leave you alone again. That's sad.
Run where?
To the city. It's a beautiful night.
A man on high heels stumbles out of a basement club, music blasting over the entire district. It's chilly, and as the chemicals hit his nervous system, 1,000 shivers ripple through his body.
Alright, get out of here then.
Take care, alright?
Alright, let's go, Kim.
Right after you.
Isn't there clothing I can get in here too? Like, he doesn't care. I'll probably take a break pretty soon, actually. I won't get to the dice today. Oh, so much money. Just picking up all the loose change is what that is. So now I have 1 point to spend for whatever check. It'll probably go to authority, because I need that check, and right now my authority is dirt low. Like, I'll be able to get it to 4. Yeah, Party Dragon Silk Robe. Drama and Electrochem. Is there anything unique that I can loot? Loan full of the same apartment, dated year 1. Expensive men's perfume. Not calling it cologne. Samaran conical hat. Dishes soaked up in a pot. It's like how I clean them. An empty ashtray. Flyers for underground parties. Dates for open lectures at a local university. An exquisite canopy bed made of metal. Buckets of paint on a layer of old newspapers. So I got new... This is a... Yeah, robe. Jesus. I like having shivers.
You have acquired the hat. Keep it, officer. It looks good on you. My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government.
Oh.
I work for the Institute of Price Stabilité on assignment from Sur-la-Clé.
Okay. Also, I like that he noticed I wonder if he had dialogue for the coat, too.
I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super. I am here to assist you in any way possible. Ask me about the hanging.
Where'd you get this beautiful silk robe? I should also let him know I'm taking it.
Oh, we got it from an atelier in the East Delta Commerce Center. Personally, I think it's a little culturally insensitive, but the material is great. Sadly, the shop is now out of business. That's really all I can tell you about it.
He forms a little rooftop with his fingers. Cold air sweeps in from the balcony. Like his
The lieutenant takes out his notebook and nods to you to proceed.
So, are you claiming to have actually witnessed the lynching?
I'm sorry to say I did, officer.
Yo, Kim, it's perfect.
Easy, detective. No need to jump to conclusions.
He eyes the spectacled man near the window who smiles and spreads his hands. Start from the beginning, sir, if you don't mind.
Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal to me, like in a play.
What do you mean, like in a play?
It was just so strange. I could barely comprehend what was happening. I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. And then I saw all the surrounding windows go dead, one by one. That's when I understood I should not be seeing this.
Yeah.
Sounds like the victim was unconscious, or at least incapacitated. Interesting.
Can you describe the people you saw?
I couldn't see their faces well, and there were quite a few of them. But they were very loud and very Martinez.
He pauses, looking for the right wording.
Let's just say that the laboring classes can get rather expressive with their profanities.
How many?
I couldn't tell you exactly. Less than 10. Maybe 8?
The lieutenant sends you a sharp look at the mention of that number.
Weren't any of them a very large man, like 200 kilograms, huge?
That's a giant you're describing. No, they were all quite human, as far as I could tell.
So that guy was carrying a body or something. What happened next?
I went back inside.
Yes, back inside. Keep yourself safe from the killing.
That'd be smart.
Were you able to see anything from inside?
Officer, the yard was pitch black. There was nothing to see, but I could still hear their voices. They were threatening to kill that poor man.
I mean, you got anything else that you can imagine about them? Something you can picture? Were they men, women, mix?
All men, I presume. But again, I couldn't see very clearly.
But we are fairly certain the lady driver was present.
Are you sure at least one of them wasn't a woman?
It's possible, officer, but I cannot say with certainty. It was very dark, you must remember.
Ethnicities?
I believe they were mostly white, though I believe I saw 2 Areopagites among them. And I am quite certain that one spoke with a Mesk accent.
What happened next?
Well, that's the strangest part, officer. Nothing happened. It was oddly quiet for a public lynching.
A quiet lynching?
Eventually, their shouts died down, and that was all. There were no gunshots, no celebratory shouts, no anything.
That does seem strange.
I'm afraid I don't have anything else to add.
About what time was all this happening, approximately?
All I can say is that it was late.
So, let me get this straight. You didn't actually witness the hanging itself, did you? You just heard it?
No, I didn't see the corpse until the following day.
It seems this wasn't the break you were hoping for.
Yeah, but it's still kind of a witness, right?
I think we have everything we need. Thank you for talking to us, Mr. Villedroit.
Of course. Anything I can do to assist the RCM.
Can you tell me about your friend?
Ah, my friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra, and life has not been easy for him. But he understands the importance of education. He has taken his future into his own hands, and that's all that matters.
How'd you two meet?
How did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulindian Peninsula? Oil platforms ablaze in the night? Civil wars lasting for years? Finally, the international community is forced to step in.
You're describing the occupation.
One of the wonders of democracy is that everyone is allowed to have his own opinion. And not just allowed, encouraged even. Have you ever tried debate?
What are you getting at?
Debating. You should consider joining a debating society for adults. I hear they're oodles of fun. I used to have a flyer for one, but now that I start thinking of it, it was for an improv class anyway. It's this funny theater thing, you know? Very creative. Helps relieve stress.
Okay. Something else.
I'm
in mind.
all ears, officer.
The other questions are like none of my business. Why exactly are you here, though? I feel like I know the answer.
The coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. It must be controlled. The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight.
The price stability?
It is the most important thing.
That doesn't tell me anything.
It's the central goal of any sound monetary policy. Maintaining the price stability is essential to maintaining high levels of economic activity, which is essential for maintaining high levels of employment, which is essential for maintaining the social stability.
Basically, it makes sure the price of bread doesn't change.
Précisément. Too much inflation, bread becomes too expensive. Too much deflation, it becomes too cheap for bakers to produce.
Yeah, I don't think Harry was gonna get it.
That's why the Institute of Price Stability works to keep inflation just below 2%.
2% of what?
But not too far below. No. Too below is also bad.
This is perfect.
Below, but close to 2%.
You're not answering any of the questions.
The coalition believes in the importance of informing the public about the benefits of the price stability. Transparency is one of our principles. Would you like an informational pamphlet?
Sure.
A sound monetary policy is essential for addressing uncertainty. Stability is the raison d'être of the moral interne. It's the reason why I identify as a moralist.
This is like the opposite of the ultralib, though, because ultralib would want the free market to go nuts.
But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today. That's too bad. You can always call our information line. Making information available is part of the moral intern's commitment to transparency.
Alright, we can talk about something else.
Whatever you wish, officer.
I think I've actually got everything I need, though, about the case.
A moment, officer. Do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave.
Why?
It's against diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen. And I'm pressed for time. After you leave, I should be leaving as well.
Thanks, but I'm pretty sure you've given us everything we could even get.
Of course. I'm sorry I couldn't be the break you were looking for. Good luck with the investigation.
Nothing in the bathroom? No. Yeah, so he doesn't have anything except for he's like a moral intern contact. And you do realize there is something suspicious kind of going on. Because the lynching was really quiet. That's not how they're supposed to go. I mean, you're hanging a guy. And he described it like a play. He may be a thespian type, but like... it's weird that the scene didn't seem to play out naturally. We could probably confront Titus now. Never thought about how far the whirling is. I don't think I have the shortcut up or anything. That did give me the necessary level up, though. Well, that and the, investigating the apartment. I just really can't wait for... like, day 3 is when the game really opens up. And there's just so much more to do. Like, just getting to the church is super important. And it's where most of your plot threads end up, is on the West Coast. I have heals, though. We're not gonna die. They might be gone already, though. It's already 9, right? No, he's still there. Let's look for authority. I don't think I actually have much in the way of authority. Just no negative from this. So how high is it now? 4. We have a bit more information now, too.
It's you again. What is it?
I did meet with somebody, a witness.
A witness? You ain't got shit. The locals would never come to you with this.
That's just tactics, Titus. Next, he's gonna tell you one of us already rolled on the others, and is in witness protection.
My witness wasn't a local.
Well, let's hear it then. Who is your mystery fella?
This goes without saying, but nonetheless, don't give out his name.
Let's just say he's a high-ranking government official and leave it at that.
Yeah, right. Like we wouldn't know if an MI plant was in our town. Nice try, right?
I've seen this shit a million times, Titus. Fly fishing. They are desperate. Tell us, Copper, what wacky claims did he make?
He said it looked like a surreal play.
Those flaccid MI cocks with their culture language. Everything's a surreal play or sublime whatever. Doesn't mean anything.
It means the whole scene was long and drawn out, like it was from a film.
What is this fella's problem? Sorry we didn't make it more action-packed. It wasn't the first thing on our minds, you see?
Shanky. It's Shanky, right? I thought there's something wrong about the lynching story. Now I know there was.
You don't know shit.
I know you are lying, Shanky.
He writes it in his notebook. He said it was really quiet, too. Not too much shouting, not much commotion.
It's you assholes that feel the need to go around like a fucking brass band. The Hardy Boys are dead silent.
Yeah, it's like they put cowbells on you before they send you to the streets. What's with the cowbells, policeman?
Deflecting. And he said he spotted 2 people of Areopagite descent and 1 Miska.
Arabagite? Boss, I think he's trying to say me and Theo.
Well, yeah. What is confusing you? Eugene, Theo, and Elaine were there too. I already told you. We were all there.
Yeah, it just gives him some credibility. Alright. Think I've told you enough about that.
Some witness. I pulled the same shit. Came up with some shit, then went and said it to people. Get a reaction. Don't have to go to cop school to try that.
You don't have to go to school for shit. I never went to school, and I'm doing great.
You're doing a hell of a job, man. Hell of a job.
Okay, maybe it doesn't feel like this did anything to them, but they have to be fretting a little. Everyone is afraid of witnesses. Witness is a scary word. As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar?
Where have I seen this before?
You believe the place was called Precinct 41.
They're
it was
like
also
a foil
filled
for
with
what you had?
almost exclusively men, sitting on desks, talking shit and wasting time.
I get it, Titus. You guys really are the authority around these places.
Huh?
You must be. You're just like real cops, drinking beer, sitting around with your dicks in your hand.
You got a problem with beer now?
Not quite there yet. Push on.
Wait, what's this? I do have a beer problem, but not a problem with beer. I also have no idea how to do my job, just like you guys.
Speak for yourself, buddy. I've been running this outfit for 10 years now. You should have seen Martinez before it started. It was like jam rock now.
Don't I have 18 years?
They didn't see shit, man. Kids getting shot. We had 3 shootings a week. Fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s.
Congratulations on the graffiti removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim.
So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck.
Don't let him drink that. One more push. Quick.
It's not about who did it, it's about the victim. She needs help.
Titus?
She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up, but on his terms.
You wanna help her, cop? Fine. I'm gonna let you help her, but you treat her with respect. If you don't, if you question her, harass her, a freight train of pain, buddy.
What is her name?
Glacia. I'm on due. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags. A real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit. Blonde. That's I'm on due. With an O-U.
Shit. The girl. The girl upstairs? That can't be her. She knows you drank so hard you forgot you were a cop.
Glacia? Ooh.
Yeah. Blonde. Tall. 2 rooms over from yours.
Miss Aranya Disco Dancer?
Sure. Why not? You've probably seen her around.
There's no way I'm passing it.
You inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes bulging like some wild beast. Your fingers are fidgeting and sweat starts forming on your brow as Titus looks at you oddly.
Oh, right, but I had... So the red check failure healed me because I know I'm a piece of garbage. Oh no. That just confused me for a second. I was like, wait, but I totally failed that. It's like, yeah, that's a heal. Right.
I don't understand what's so cool here.
Nothing. We just have a few more questions. Then we'll be on our way.
What was her relationship with the mercenary?
Relationship? There was no fucking relationship. He raped her. That's their relationship.
Just clearing it up.
Was like that karaoke incident all over again. Or like some of the other girls he was harassing.
Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated investigation.
So, when was it?
He did it before we killed him. He's not gonna do it again. So what does it matter?
It would help if we establish a timeline.
All right. 2 weeks, maybe? I don't know. I need another beer.
Here you go, boss.
So, what is your relationship with her?
I know her.
Ooh, okay.
How well do you?
Kim, I wouldn't press that.
A small twitch in the corner of Kim's mouth. He has a hunch about what knowing means.
Yeah, but that's why I wouldn't press him.
Well enough, Copper. We partied. She's been here for a few months.
Okay, so she's not from around here?
You mean Revachol? Nah. Our Miss Aranye disco dancer is an immigrant, or a drifter of some sort. Been staying over here over the winter.
Don't you give her any more trouble. She's just had some bad luck, that's all.
She's the femme fatale playing them.
Shut up, Angie. She doesn't need your help.
Titus gives them both a look. They fall silent. What's with all the silences? It's like these guys don't know how to feel about this. You should keep picking at it. And what was up with the partying she and Titus did? It sounded fun.
All of the little cools are because I failed the composure check, isn't it? You said you partied. Cool. That's cool. What do you mean?
What do you think I meant?
Karaoke?
Yeah. Tons of it. All the songs.
So the two of you were close?
No, we just fucked. That's all. I'm not gonna give you any details if that's what you're after. So put your dick away.
He's kind of sad about it then.
He really went out of his way to seem comfortable with this topic. That's all you're going to
He's
get
not.
for now.
He's just seemingly comfortable with it, but he's not. Also, I think I have met her.
You don't know her.
You're right. I don't.
Good boy.
Thank you. We'll talk to her.
Remember what I said. Freight train of pain.
Pointing a beer can at me, really? Alright, we're leaving. I think Kim wants to talk now. Oh, right. Didn't I get... Yeah, Kim wants to talk.
Motorway south.
What is this one?
The lone vector stretches in your mind's eye into the wild pale yonder. For an unimaginable distance, forgetting, until you can no longer remember anything.
Oh, the pale.
No cities, no mountains, no oceans, and finally, no vector. Nothing remains. A blank space with no point of reference, where only one type of motion is possible. The motion of a human throat, swallowing, and then it comes to you. To reach the end of the motorway south is to be unborn. You've had this thought before, while aimlessly wandering the streets of Jamrock. A lost piece of the man you were. A dark hope.
So it unlocks intellect checks that may have been locked. It's like, these kind of thoughts are another reason don't be afraid to try white checks, because you could get an unlock that's just like, hey, you can try them all again for free. And then it's, of course, plus Inland Empire, because it's dealing with the Pale, which is crazy shit. Okay, I'll try and remember what that one is. That one's a useful one to have. You want, like, so I unlocked this one last time by talking to the Pale driver about her route. Kim.
Officer, what was that?
What was what?
You looked strange when he mentioned the assault victim's name. Do you know that woman?
Yeah.
Is there something I should know before we talk to her?
I didn't rape her.
What you're saying is, you raped her?
No.
Ice is forming on the inside of your chest cavity. Cold sweat trickles down your neck.
No.
Then, don't ever say that again.
Yeah.
What else?
I met her in the hallway just after I woke up.
Understood. You were not in good shape on Monday.
Yeah, she knows I don't remember being a cop.
Okay, that's manageable.
I appreciate Kim's response of, like, don't even entertain it if you didn't do it. Because he's not... I almost see that as, like, both, hey, that's serious shit, which it is, but also, don't think that I'm going to jump to that conclusion on you first. We're better than that.
This is unprofessional. Not sharing information with me is unprofessional.
Sorry, Kim.
His opinion of you has lowered considerably.
Oh, does that actually lower it? Yeah. I think I was at 12 earlier, wasn't I? That's a whole point down. I think it's hilarious, though, that I forgot that red check fails heal me because of the harsh self-critique sorry cop. Like, there's a bunch of ways to interpret Kim's reaction there to that allegation.
The door is closed.
Who is it?
A woman's voice answers, muffled by the door.
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open. I'm drying my hair.
Sounds like it's coming from upstairs somewhere. You could snoop around before going up.
I don't want to wear this hat anymore. Or go with that. And the handball shirt. She's had an extended stay. Dirty clothes. Not very laundered. Corpse no longer in
This medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills, haphazardly stacked, one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there. It's been used quite a lot. Pharmaceuticals line the shelves, sheet upon sheet of pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetylic acid, APAP, eye drops, blood thinners. Pill bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unusually shaped nasal spray. Its label reads, Nacra.
What's Nacra?
An opioid receptor antagonist. It's used for diamorphine overdoses.
Among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gottwaldian, marked red blister packs you find. What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how.
Quite the collection.
Anything of note?
A bright orange bottle with Preptide stamped on it. In sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat just holding that little plastic container. It's speed, man. Just what you were looking for. They call it dextroamphetamine and talk about psychological disorders. But what we're seeing here is some scientifically advanced trucker speed.
Lieutenant, I also see a brand called Preptide.
Preptide, a euphemism for pharmaceutical amphetamine. Prescription speed.
The fuck are you waiting for? Let's get super fucking preppy. The lieutenant looks toward the door as if he didn't see you pilfer that sweet Preptide.
Yeah. Down to 10 now.
Who cares, man? Who cares what the stiff thinks? Here comes the afterburner. Just put it in your sweaty little hand now.
It's useful. I needed this a while ago to check the body. It's the one that gives me Motorix, which, yeah. remember that this is here in future playthroughs. I'll probably end the stream after this interview. This is one of the big ones. Hastily made bed.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo. Smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges. But the surface of the window is clear from the inside. No chips, no hairline fractures. Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in closer to inspect the surface.
I like how you can hear visual calculus happening. This just isn't a check. The window was recently replaced, Kim.
Looks like it, yes.
Here we are. Oh, can I actually have them in my... Yeah.
There it is, a brave little army in your pocket. The 1st Smokes platoon. 20 brave souls standing in salute, ready to step into fire for you, sir.
Not doing it, I'm just holding it.
Already you regret it, looking at the pack. But don't worry.
You've passed up your chance to start smoking cigarettes for now, but don't...
Oh wow, that's interesting. But you can just hold them.
Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air. You catch a single white flower between your fingers. The rest fly off into the wind. It's a Maybell. The young woman looks at the Maybell in your hand, just a glance, then takes a drag of her cigarette. The lieutenant gives you an acknowledging little nod.
I think I missed that last time.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Where does this lead to?
I don't know. It is not the first closed door we found in this building. There is also your mysterious blue kitchen door.
You think it's important?
I don't know. The further we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case.
Below, the hostel cafeteria creaks and groans under your added weight. A skeleton of composite support beams and cantilevers.
Tap on the roof with your foot.
A dull thump. Somewhere inside, a wind brace rattles from the imperceptible motion of the building.
The vigilantes, the cadaver, and a number of people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant.
See, what was I telling you, man? The main investigation and the door below are merging into a stereo investigation.
I hate it when that happens.
Let's kick it in. I got this. Or not.
Something cracks inside. It is an unbelievably satisfying sound.
Nice.
filling you with a belief in your own body.
That like full healed me. The confidence.
Sounds like the property damage wasn't in vain, at least. Would it hurt to look in?
Yeah, let's see. So that got me a level. Of just like kick door. Wait, did that also heal me because of anti-object? Yeah, attacking physical objects heals me. So yeah, we're back up. Stretch. Whoops. I planned today for streaming later too. I'm just doubling up on streams because I skipped yesterday. I was catching up on MSQ in whoa. Tiny hole in the wall. You see a bedroom. Oh god. It's a peephole.
You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust covering the workshop floor.
A workshop.
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new.
Someone's been here within the last week or two?
3 weeks maximum, from the dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week too. You know, officer, it was a stereo investigation after all. It has now converged with our main investigation, adding a new fact to consider.
Okay, what do you mean?
It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route, behind our rape victim's room, in the recent weeks. This may prove to be significant.
Let's have a closer look then.
Large prints, most likely made by boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than vamp. The soles have left a pattern, uniform, horizontal lines.
That's weird. So it doesn't look like odd sole.
The size looks about the same, actually. They're not the same shoe, but they could be the same person.
So it's none of the workers' boots.
No, these little horizontal lines are different. They look custom-made to me, or some kind of foreign print. Hard to say. Still a boot, though.
Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross the workshop floor.
Let's move on. We'll interview her in a bit. She probably thinks it's a little weird that we just wandered off behind her room. Ooh! Pinball maker's coat. That will actually make up for the fact that I'm a libertarian. Because it gives me empathy. And hand-eye coordination, which is pretty low on me. Yeah, we'll wear that now. We're actually looking decently professional now, and I don't like that. I know what'll fix it. There we go. Pinball machine, futurism themed. Boxes of tools and replacement parts line the shelves. Small windows taped shut with black plastic. You can't see outside. Is this an elevator shaft? So I never got this door down. This is all new to me. I've heard of what's back here. And in the story earlier, someone told me about this route, but I've never actually gotten to see it. Oh, the pinball machines. White Deora. The black lash has a female figure in mourning. Jesus, this is dark sounding. NB, the spare key is tied to the bush outside the corner room window.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
So this door is connected to the one upstairs, but how do we get through this one?
There must be a key somewhere. Probably somewhere in the whirling. It's not too important. We can get in and out using the roof door.
Well, that thing said key is in the corner by the bush. Oh, money. A lot of money.
You see a heavy steel.
Yeah, let's go back up.
This small elevator is dimly lit by a bulb that's been glowing for ages. Smells of nougat and sweat. Your head brushes up against the ceiling. There is a control panel to your right. The maintenance card under the control panel reads, Last maintenance, 10th July, 88. There are large rectangular buttons, monter, descente, and an international call for emergency assistance. That third one appears to be broken.
Of course it is. Says the last maintenance was in 88.
That it does. I say, let's brave it.
This elevator's last maintenance. A long time
At
ago.
the end of the last century. Look on the bright side. If it fails, we will only sustain minor injuries. I'm talking 3, maybe 4 months in the hospital. Maximum 5.
So this elevator must have been used to transport pinball machines up and down from the workshop.
Seems so, although it's pretty quaint for a freight elevator.
So, I think I was supposed to access this first from the bottom floor, not the top. Maybe I needed a certain amount of perception to find the key that was mentioned. And then your physical way is from the top to the bottom. And then I'm guessing the Motorix way is from the bottom to the top. But we'll see. I'm definitely going to do a Motorix playthrough later. Again, not really recorded. I'm just really curious about how certain things happen. Oop.
So this is where they brought 40 pinball machines to fix them up. A long time ago. Everything is covered with dust now. The lieutenant looks around the dusty, crowded room, inspecting the tools on the shelf.
Looks like they gave up on fixing the pinball machines at some point.
At some point, 20 years ago, 15 maybe, before pinball went out of vogue.
So it used to be a pinball workshop?
Looks like it. I'm guessing Martinez North 22 used to be a pinball arcade before it became a hostel. There are machines left over.
A creak. Some dust falls off a shelf.
Downstairs in the hall, next to the main door. One of them even works. I've seen one of the Harties bang away at it.
But then it went bankrupt. Your skin crawls from making the connection.
So could this mean the Whirling in Rags really was a part, or is a part, of the doomed commercial area?
If that's true, then our cafeteria manager is not going to like it. We should tell him what we found up here, omitting that suspicion. He does not appear to be the kind of man who likes his establishment to be part of a neighborhood ghost story about bankruptcy.
It's not a ghost story. It's a curse, and Gart ought to be made knowledgeable so he can perform counterspells.
Ooh, what is up with my mouse? Here we are.
Welcome to the roof.
The young woman has a cigarette in one hand and a cup of coffee in the other. Well, isn't that just a morning routine? Although it's in the middle of the night.
Her hair is still slick from the shower. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean, then toned over several years of self-defense training. You can sense it in the sharp pointing of her elbows.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Nice view from here.
It's much nicer now.
Where the dead body used to hang, clearly visible from the roof, but no longer.
Thank you for that, officers. Truly.
You mentioned a cleaning lady for the place? I think my room needs one.
Oh, yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
Disco Infernum.
They also say that's why the cleaning lady quit. Because of the Infernum.
And also the other lady.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I see you've already met my colleague.
Unfortunately.
Have I ever? Have you grown accustomed to your role as a police officer?
Once a cop, always a cop.
Like riding a cop-a-cycle.
She takes a sip of her coffee.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
She takes a pensive drag of her menthol cigarette.
Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you have been through something difficult. No need to dilly-dally. She's tough.
I'll go straight to it? No. I'll... Coach, you're coming on a little too strong. I'm gonna go with suggestion. We'll dilly-dally.
You sound like a namby-pamby.
For the record, miss, what is your name?
Clausier Amandou.
And where are you from?
Vredefort, Republic of Oranje.
And how old are you?
I'm 28.
And occupation?
Something stupid.
What?
Oranese lit.
Oranese lit? I know what a real job
Oranese
is.
literature. It's what I studied at the university.
Back to you.
Back to me.
Thank you, that's it for record.
The record. So official.
Yeah, we can go down this route first. You have a nice room.
Yeah. It's pretty deluxe.
What are you exactly doing here, stuck in the whirling in rags?
I'm wintering.
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November.
Why here?
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol?
Here in Martinez.
I heard this is where the washed-up disco has-beens go.
You can't be a disco has-been.
I'm really not.
You have quite the collection of drugs down here.
Thank you. I've put a lot of time and effort into it.
Technically, possession of narcotics is legal in Revachol, but you should still reprimand her.
How'd you get so much?
With money, sir. It's not exactly the NT-star size caboodle I intend for it to be one day, but it's getting there.
It includes Nacra, though.
Comes in handy when you've done too many opioids.
Is that something that happens to you often, miss?
Better safe than sorry.
So, no. Some Preptide as well?
Oh, yes. One of my favorites. It cures many ailments.
Like what?
Like not being able to stay up for 36 hours. Not being happy. It cures those ailments. It's just a mirrored speed molecule, basically.
I took some, by the way.
Huh? Motherfucker took my Preptide? Looks like you owe me one, officer. I'm talking serious corruption here.
This does not amount to actual corruption. I can easily log it under confiscation.
Robbed by common highwaymen.
She's not angry, but it's true. She's gonna have to find some more Preptide now.
The door here, did you know it leads to a downstairs elevator?
I did not. Mystery solved then. I kept wondering where it led.
She did know. There's a peephole on the other side too, by the way, into your bedroom.
A peephole? You mean like a hole in the wall?
Yes, looking into your bedroom, miss.
Okay.
A jitter of fear and disgust moves through her body, beginning from her shoulders and ending in her hips. The cigarette tastes foul to her now.
Do you think this is somehow connected to me?
It could be.
Okay. Do you have any way of knowing how long it has been there?
Unfortunately, no. But if I were to guess, long enough. The perforation is under the bookshelf on your wall. It should not be hard to cover with some tape.
If it is recent, do you have any suspicions on who made it?
Shit. I don't know. Maybe it's been there for a long time. Maybe the local kids use it or something. I don't know. I'll be fucking covering it up with a lot of tape, that's for sure. Was there anything else back there?
There were recent tracks on the floor. I feel like you should know.
Huh. This isn't good.
She feels like quarry, encircled. Her eyes dart to the door.
The room itself is an old pinball workshop. The room back there, this place used to be a pinball arcade.
Okay. I'm glad someone's had fun.
That's all for now on that.
Mm-hmm.
Your window's new.
It is.
The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook.
Alright, we'll just move on to some other questions then.
Okay.
Ooh,
Watching
that one was
herself
really loud.
reflected in the bedroom window, tall and sparkling and draped in smoke.
What's this flower?
She looks at the dried petals in your palm, then lightly touches one with her fingernail. Chipped white polish covers the nail. It's long and sharp, like a mini dagger. The petal crumbles on contact.
Pretty. Looks like a dried maybell. Is that the one you caught? Sambo style?
Sambo?
A martial art, sir. Is that it?
Samurai boxing, or sambo, graceful martial arts stuff. Sambo style implies stealth and cool.
I mean, yes, why was it there?
Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer. Because of the wind?
Can I ask you something personal since your room is close to mine?
Yes. You're just one room away. Very personal.
Were you in on Sunday night? I need to know what happened before I lost my memories.
You do not need to know that.
Aww.
What you need is to ask normal police questions, like...
All right, we'll do normal police questions. We'll ask about her rough night. I think Kim's more like, as I've learned from like the pale questions and stuff, it seems that Kim is honestly just trying to look out for you and doesn't want you to learn about how bad things got or scary things about reality. He's kind of babying you. In like a friendly way though.
Something difficult? I've been through at least half a dozen difficult things. Which one do you mean?
Were you sexually assaulted, miss?
By sexually assaulted, you mean raped?
Yes.
It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it?
What do you mean? Were you...
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I can't say that stuff about him. Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, you know, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
That's a stupid question. So Titus asked you to spice things up for us?
Pretty much.
Warming them.
What did happen between you and the victim then?
We partied.
What kind of partying? The kind I do?
With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that.
Harder than this? I didn't know it was possible.
Oh, it is. You're still alive.
Oh, jeez.
What did you do when you
That's dark.
partied?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex.
You were lovers?
I guess you can say that, yes. A bit. Lovers is such an emotional word. But there was something there. We did enough drugs for there to be.
How did you two meet?
Lieutenant's voice is quiet and calm.
Downstairs, at the bar. He was on some sort of assignment. A military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
It must have been hard seeing him there.
Oh, yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes.
We learned.
Jackpot.
So the call reporting the hanging, that was you?
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Done. Checked off the list.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Revachol, miss.
Kim, come on, you know that's bull, though. Like, yes, of course, we're not, but, like, she's worried. That does not comfort her just hearing the official confidentiality of it. Before we go on, why'd you do it?
Because I couldn't handle it anymore.
Self-explanatory, yeah.
None of these people called. He just kept hanging there. Then they started stripping him.
You disguise your voice.
I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
She's trying to hide how good she was at that. Nicked it how?
With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. Into the cold wire.
You were right to suspect there might be foul play involved with the broken phone line.
And in the process, you broke the landline downstairs, by the way.
Did I? Fuck. I didn't mean to. I had no idea what I was doing.
I think you did. Why go through all the trouble?
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the Union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there.
What can you tell me about him?
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about his... I don't know. Hair.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
She meant she sees him in her dreams.
I've also seen him in a dream.
You have? Not like I do, I imagine.
She sees them in each other's arms.
I see him as me.
She fishes a cigarette out of her pack and lights it, then looks at you with her lungs full of smoke.
I can see the similarity, yes.
Funny.
Funny how?
Nothing. I also saw him. We had a long inspection and that sort of thing sticks with you. Let's move on.
He's in all of our heads. So what did they hang him for then, if not for...
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it.
And his role in this strike was...
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
And how do the Hardy Boys know you?
They're frequent guests. Downstairs, they have a booth for Union members. They're probably down there now.
How'd you meet them?
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
Can you confirm whether or not you partied, like he says you did?
A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I have.
Which one?
Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
Thank you.
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid.
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
Okay. Oh wait, I can just talk to you.
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy Boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
You think this will make them cooperate?
Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
Why did she tell us all of that?
What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
I'm not sure she had to lie. I wouldn't have been able to tell.
If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
Something is still off.
You think so? She seemed forthcoming. Unusually so. Being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure other things.
A wise shapeshifter cop from a certain sci-fi series once said, "You never trust somebody who trusts an officer."
The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our
Another way of saying
investigation
it there.
will bring us back here soon enough.
Okay. There is a lot more coming up. And I still want to go get my dice. Which I'll probably go get after Kim goes to sleep. I think it's like I have until 2 a.m. to have Harry go sleep. He gets like 6 hours. Because you wake up at like 8. And then a lot of the world is going to open up on third day. So, let's go ahead, call that a stream for the night. Well, day. And then I'll probably switch to some Final Fantasy nonsense after this, just to kind of, I was actually like, that, a lot of that gets intense. It's all about some really heavy stuff. Alright. See the stream in a bit.